Alright, this is the Emperor of the United States of Turtle Island, formerly known as the United States of America. Everything America has done since 1996, October of 1996, has been illegal. The election of all congressmen, senators, state legislators, all the way down to the city level. That's been illegal the whole time. Although, when I overthrew the country in October of 1996, although I was doing it as a symbolic gesture for all the children that Americans have killed with their tax dollars, which they all are forced to pay, so they say, that they have no choice, but they do, so they end up being hypocrites, not only in the eyes of the God of hypocrisy, but also in the eyes of any God that you believe in. Supreme beings don't get involved in killing people, especially innocent children. So that's why I did that. So people who make fun of me, including the media, are just as much hypocrites as every citizen, cop, judge, lawyer. It doesn't matter who you are. You pay tax in the United States, you are evil. I don't, never have, never will. And since I'm choosing to die now, you know, my mouth is bleeding now every time I eat. I hope that makes you people happy. You get to watch me die slowly for the next few years on YouTube. You're all evil. I guess, well, if I die and there is anything, any life after death, I'll be joining all those innocent children that were killed by your bombs, napalm, in Panama, in Iraq, in Afghanistan. A little girl who died, got shot over there with Gifford. You know, you're all evil. There's no doubt about it. I don't care what your comment is on YouTube. You're evil. You pay tax, you're evil. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care how much charity you've given and how much you're a hypocrite and you're evil. Like I said in my last video, Christ himself said, the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, if you do not humble yourself like this child, you will not get into the kingdom of heaven. He doesn't say you might not get. He says you will not get into the kingdom of heaven. So if you're a Christian, you're not only committing murder by remote control, and you are committing murder because you vote those people into office, whether you voted for or against the opposing parties, it doesn't matter. You still pay taxes. So you do your voting duty, and then you send the money in. Christ said to pay your taxes. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's and to God what is God's. But he never told how to pay your taxes. See, and that's where the secret is. You've all been missing this for decades, not centuries. He didn't say how to pay your taxes. He just said, render therefore to Caesar, or render therefore to the United States government what is the United States government, even though they kill innocent men, women, and children in their crappy police actions and wars, undeclared wars. Or, you know, you also blaspheme the name of God, because it says in God we trust on every bill and every coin. So you're all evil. And you know why I don't have a lot of comments? Because people that look at my videos go, oh hell, anybody with a logical mind knows, yeah, Caesar's right. And they say to themselves, yes, they are hypocrites and murderers. And they have participated in an evil collective to do this, when they did have an alternative. They had it all along. Actually, it was available in 1972 if people had protested against the Vietnam War correctly. If they had all had the collective higher consciousness to think logically, they would have had it nipped in the bud instantly. But they didn't. I'm also coughing a lot. That must be because me bleeding means that I must have, like I said, infections in my mouth. So I bleed every day, even when I eat. And then I can't brush my teeth without and it's not my gums, it's the fact there's holes in my teeth and so on and so forth. And so the infections take the form of many different ways. Infections of the throat, infections of the lungs, whatever gets into the lungs, infections of the sinuses, infections can go to the heart, infections can go to the brain. Remember what I said about health issues. You have to have a steady place to live. And these people took that away from me. They took my normal method of operation to taking care of myself away from me. They took it away from me by burning my house at the corner of DeSoto and Hart. They took it away from me from coming after me at Wilson's Canoga Feed. They took it away from my older twin when they attacked him and they harassed him for his lifestyle of living. They have done so much damage. It's not funny. Like I said before, Christ said, he didn't say, not to pay your taxes. It's how you pay your taxes. And I figured it out a long time ago. But you people don't care. You're going to go on ignoring my videos. And even if somebody refers you to my video, you'll watch the first few minutes and then you'll cut me off. He's not serious about running for president. No, I'm not serious about running for president because I overthrew the country in 1996 symbolically. All the people have to do is not pay your taxes as a protest against me not being emperor of the United States of Turtle Island. Forget America. That's an evil name. The Indians never allowed you to name them Indians, nor did they allow that German map maker to stick America on it and name it after an Italian explorer. The Indians had a confederation on the East Coast. They could have asked, hey, let the Indians vote to see if, that's right. Back then, nobody knew what voting was. But yes, they did. The Votings had a confederation. The prophet Daganawha proved that. But a lot of you don't know who Daganawha was, so go look it up. Then I was in the 1500s. So, you people are very, very sick. You have all your priorities up your kazoos, your rear ends. You don't, where the sun don't shine. You don't have any priorities out in the open, and you certainly don't know how to pick carefully the priorities that really matter most. Not killing children in other countries. Doing the damage and then coming afterwards and saying, oh, we're sorry. Let us give you some fake legs and some fake arms. Let us give you, like that kid who lost both arms and his legs. Made a big deal in the media about it. Oh, all these people poured out their heart and gave him checks. You've done more damage to me than you've done to that kid, if not equal damage. You've taken my life, my liberty. You've destroyed my life. And I'll say that till the day I die. You're all evil. And on top of it, you're forcing me to be a prisoner here. You have an opportunity now, like I said, to protest the right way. Make amends, at least half-assed amends. And those half-assed amends comes in the form of tell your congressman, and it has to be every voting citizen of the United States. We've had it. Middle class, you have to choose to be on the side of the poor. Screw all of you. We don't like you. We don't like your lawyers. We don't like the way you have the court system set up. It's all outdated. We want Caesar to bring it up to date. We want to make amends to him. We want to give him all his dental work. We want to do all of this stuff that we have done to him. We want to replace everything that was taken from him. We want to bow at his feet for all the damages we've done to him. Because when you bow at my feet, you're not going to be bowing to me. Remember in the last videos I said, I will have a throne in Washington, D.C. It will be above the Congress, the Senate, all 50 states. But that throne is always going to be covered. I'm going to uncover the throne, and the floor of my throne room is covered. What's under it is going to bring shame and probably make a lot of you people vomit. What's under it. And after the first year that I am presiding as absolute dictator over the United States of Turtle Island, renamed, formerly known as the United States of America, by the people's will, by the way. I'm not going to take your presidency away. You can vote all your idiot puppet presidents for the Bilderbergs that you want. But if you install an emperor above them, I'm the one that makes the last call. And I won't be making it without advisors and without sequential order programmers and without all the people that are necessary that I choose that work to improve the intelligence of the people. Because that's where it really is at. Once you become aware at the level that I am at, you won't be voting for these people at all. They'll have to prove themselves to you. For instance, on the voting thing, you'll be able to go into the voting booth and check 10 boxes. Did your last incumbent do their job? And each box says 10%, 20%, 30%, all the way 100%. My twin, more than 20 years ago, came up with this idea. Matter of fact, it was written up in the Portland Press News back in 1984. You'll be able to choose how much of that person, political, state, federal, local official, is going to draw from their alleged salaries that they give themselves. You'll be able to vote, and the most amount of votes that come in under those percentage boxes, 10%, 50%, if it's 75%, the total vote wins, that 75% think that incumbent deserves to be paid 75% of their salary, then they get 75% of their salary. The people get to decide how much you get to be paid. But that's not where it ends. All presidential candidates from now on, under my rule, will have to take a presidential civil service exam. And senators, a senatorial civil service exam. And congressional representatives, a congressional representative. Form of civil service exam. Every state, federal, and local official, mayors, sheriffs, they all have to take that civil service exam. They don't pass, they don't get to run. And no money's involved in this. You either do your homework or you don't get to run. You'll have to do your homework and run the next time. And every test will be published in every newspaper across the whole country. So we know who we're voting for. We know what kind of intelligent figure they are. All IQs of every candidate that claim that they want to be a servant of the people, they're going to be published. Period. So as soon as I do that, that will catch on around the world. People all over the world will say, hey, you know, Caesar has a damn great idea. Wow. We get to give them what we think they should deserve. We get to elect them and pay them what we think they deserve. And on top of it, they don't get to run unless they show us their IQ. And they pass the civil service exam. Now, as regards to these Bilderberg groups, Trilateral Commission, I have no argument with them. They can have their clubs, they can have their meetings, but their policy decisions will have absolute zero influence on who gets elected, because the people, as they get more and more intelligent from the information I give them and other, let's say, colleges and universities will give them freely, it will be available to everybody to improve yourself. Learn. You have to have the motive, the motivation to want to know more. You can't, if you live from day to day and give that piss poor excuse of, oh, I have to come up with money and I have kids and hey, your kids are not our responsibility. You decided to have those children, so don't use that as an excuse. I'm tired of hearing that. You chose to do that, so you have to put up with whatever the responsibility is, like it or not. Don't use that excuse as, oh, I have 5 kids, feel sorry for me. That's not going to work anymore, not under my rule. But the world can be responsible for kids that have no parents. Of course they can. In the world today, we have to use common sense and logic more than we've ever used before. And when you have a gift horse of a fantastic, intelligent person, I mean, if Muhammad Ali can say, I'm the greatest, so can I. I am the greatest. But you people suppress me by allowing the media to suppress me, by allowing the media to blacklist me. The only time I'm paid attention to is towards the end of the election. November. Yeah, I appeared in quite a few magazines here and there in November. Shout magazine, FHM magazine, For His magazine in November of 2004. You'll find me on that page. It's a it's a rendition of Mount Rushmore with me, my face, in the place of Teddy Roosevelt. And actually that's great because he's my favorite guy. He didn't care what people thought, and that to me is a best quality of a president. Anyway, I'm going to make part 2 in a minute.